The National Basketball Association, a gentleman by the name of LeBron James, has signed a 2-year, $97.1 million extension with the Lakers. There are tons of implications in this deal, and we will talk about all of them. However, I want to start with this. It's good for the Lakers because they've settled the is he going to stay or is he going to leave conversation for the next 2 years. However, they also tie up a lot of salary cap space with LeBron James. You see what this implications are for the Lakers. So what, in your opinion, with your great basketball perspective, does this mean for the Lakers right now?
You know what the legend DMC Daryl McDaniel said, reporters Clive, producers Jive. They want to be down with the king. That's what it means for the Lakers. It's extremely important for not only the product you see on the floor, just for the reputation of their brand in this market, because I'm doing this show currently from LA, that you take care of superstars, especially those that deliver. And I remember seeing that Pau Gasol's about to get his number retired by the Lakers, and I can't front. I was like, maybe with another team, not necessarily them. So that's the squad that LeBron James is the superstar for. And in a market, just think about this, where you have players on the San Diego Padres making unlimited salaries and on the Dodgers getting top dollar. It's important, even though that the Lakers aren't the favorites in the West, to make sure that you secure a marquee superstar talent ticket every night for people to play and for people to come pay and watch play, especially in a salary cap driven sport. And then for LeBron, let's talk about the B side. As a Laker, he's delivered a championship, but there's been some bizarre injuries that he's dealt with. Unfortunately, he's getting up there in age, and Anthony Davis have dealt with throughout their career, has dealt with throughout his career. So while we're looking at the 2 years, $100 million, and for LeBron, that's a discount. And by the way, this wasn't bargained. This was collectively bullied. Anytime there's a 38-year-old rule to where your league can't pay a player top dollar at a certain age, you should even take a cue from the NFL of all places. See Tom Brady. And so the numbers that I want you to truly pay attention to as LeBron gets his money is how many games is AD and LeBron going to play for the Lakers?
Let's take a look at that.
You said you wanted to break down comprehensively each chapter of this deal. So this is what it means for the Lakers. And I hate to tell you something. That doesn't look like contending team. That doesn't look like win another championship with LeBron. And so I want to, for the Lakers' future, if LeBron's going to win another championship, one player besides those guys are going to help make it happen. Kyrie Irving.
Really?
If they get Kyrie Irving to go with AD and LeBron, that makes them a clear big three, and that makes them a contending team immediately. If they don't add a player like that, LeBron won't win another championship with the Lakers. But I'm happy still going to get top dollar because he deserves it.
So that's interesting because LeBron in the past has sort of put pressure on the franchise that he's playing for to put the best team around him to give him the best chance to win a championship. And there was some feeling that maybe he wouldn't sign the extension to try to sort of leverage the Lakers into making a type of deal that would be Westbrook and 2 first-round picks for Kyrie Irving. Do you feel that the Lakers now don't feel pressure to make a deal like that because he's locked up for a couple years?
Remember, facial expressions used to be worth 1,000 words. We used to be like mean mugging or doing this. Let me tell you something. What's getting underrated about this deal is LeBron James is going to be in his late 30s making $50 million on somebody's salary cap. He's still going to be an all-NBA performer. AD's still going to be all-NBA talent. But when you look at the landscape of the Western Conference, you can start naming teams off the top of your head and tell me if the Lakers are even top 5. And that's healthy. That's not even taking into account the games that AD's going to miss, the game LeBron should miss at this point of his career. And so this is a good look again for him to secure his future. And when you say hold the organization's feet to the fire, I keep hearing that term. I remember I was on NBA Today when when he was eligible for this extension. And Wendy was talking about that. And I'm thinking, like, you can't hold your feet to the fire you can't hold the organization's feet to the fire if you're not committed, because other players ain't gonna come run with you. So if you ain't locked in, who you gonna get to come run with you? KD's dealing with that right now. KD got 4 years left on his deal, but he don't want to be locked in. Why? Because Kyrie ain't locked in. So for LeBron, he has to do his extension, get his dollars. So now he can get on the phone with Rich Paul and see who he can recruit to come play in LA with him and AD.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.